By popular demand, we're back in Euro Truck Simulator with the Oculus Rift DK2 to talk a little bit about Euro Truck Simulator. Oh, I'm rolling forward, my foot on the brake. Let's just come back out here. Let's just reverse. Okay. Nearly caused a disaster there. The dangers of driving with the DK2. Going to talk a bit about the DK2 in this video and just poodle around in Euro Truck. Look at that. Awesome. Lorry drive past with all vehicles on it. But I had a couple of fans demanding that I make... Oh, there's another one. Cloned vehicle in the Matrix. Glitch in the Matrix there. Same thing happening twice in a row. I had a couple of fans asking for me to make a Euro Truck Simulator video. And so I thought I would. The reason why I haven't been making that many DK2 videos recently is not because I'm bored of the DK2. It's absolutely fantastic. It's that when I record with the DK2, because my graphics card isn't exactly the best of graphics cards, I get stutter, and it makes playing with the DK2 less enjoyable. So hopefully, the Nvidea just announced the new. They just announced. Oh, hello! He's stopping for me because he's not sure what I'm doing. He's like, "Why is that idiot in the middle of the road?" Nvidea just announced a new 900 series of graphics cards. Or they're available if you happen to live in America or Canada. I think you can actually buy them right now. In the United Kingdom, we're a little bit slow. They're probably not even arrived by boat. Someone's got to deliver them in Euro Truck Simulator. But I think I'll pick up a 970. Let's just go. They'll stop. We're indicating. Let's talk whilst we go. I think I'll pick up a 970, and then hopefully I should have enough speed to be able to record whilst playing with the Oculus Rift DK2 and not suffer from stutter, because I'm literally on the sort of edge of having the specification. With Unity games and less demanding games, it's totally fine, but when I start trying to play DCS or Euro Truck Simulator or Elite Dangerous, then it just becomes painful. And if you've got a DK2, you're obviously well aware that you have to run at 75 frames per second, because if you drop below at all, it's absolute hell. It feels like you're going to throw up. If you don't drop below 75 and you've got the frame rate running as it should, then it's absolutely seamless and feels amazing. We're stuck on this hill. We've got too much load and not enough torque. Come on, boys. Let's get up this slope somehow. Maybe I needed a run up on it. Oh, I need to reset the camera because as I'm sat now. Oh, this lorry can barely get on this hill. As I'm sat now, everything's a bit big. Let's do this. Oh, there we go. That's a bit better. Can see more now. The steering wheel's the right size. Wow, must be absolutely stacked full of. As I say, it must be graphics cards in here. The new heatsink is really heavy because this truck cannot carry them up the hill. Let's go. Now, aside from the stutter when recording though, Euro Truck Simulator, I was just playing it for about 30-40 minutes before starting this video, and it runs absolutely fantastic with the DK2. And that was one of the things I want to talk about. A lot of people are going, oh, you've had the DK2 for a bit. Are you bored of it? And the simple answer is no. No, I'm not bored of the DK2. It's absolutely fantastic. If anything, when playing simulators that don't support it, for example, Assetto Corsa, that I play quite a lot of Assetto Corsa, playing that without DK2 support, after playing Live for Speed so much with DK2 support, it's just a little bit of a letdown. You sort of become used to the DK2, so it becomes less of a sort of, should we get, who's got right of way? He should have right of way. You get used to like the spectacle and the awe of everything being in 3D and feeling like you're in a virtual world, which you would expect. It's like when graphics cards first came out, you get used to 3D. It's amazing at first, and you get used to it. But you also sort of depend on the functionality that comes from a 3D graphics card. And with the DK2, God, it's busy roads. With the DK2, you get used to the functionality of the DK2. Primarily, the sense of 3D, your spacing. So when you come to flight simulators and driving games and driving simulators, especially Euro Truck Simulator, I know exactly where I am on the road, and that's a feature that's lacking on a 2D screen. And the ability to look around, and you know, the environment to the actual ability to look around and look out the windows and see what's going on. Right, I'm just going to go, because these guys, I mean, really, if people want their graphics cards delivered on time, they're going to have to let me go. Let's just forget right of way. Let's face it, if a lorry's pulling out in front of you, you're just going. Yeah, the ability to look around in Euro Truck Sim. Oh no! Oh, of course, to pile up everywhere. Oh no! You turn up the force feedback, and you can really feel the bumps when you drive into people. We'll ignore that. A little bit of a fine. It's all okay. Got to get these graphics cards delivered on time. When Euro Truck Simulator 2, just looking out the windows to check if you're about to hit into a car. Well, perfect example there. If I'd actually used the features of the DK2 and looked around, I would have been able to see there was a car to the left of me that I was about to hit into. When I'm playing driving simulators, more recently when I'm playing Assetto Corsa, I would move my head left and right expecting the camera to move, and then it doesn't, and you're like, oh, it's just not good. You need it, really. And even though the DK2, you know, it's not a perfect device, you need a faster computer to play AAA games. The resolution is not quite there, and it's not the most comfortable thing to have sat on your face. Even then, you know, as soon as the CV1 comes out, I think it's going to be a bit of a chore to play computer games on anything that's not, well, certain types of computer games. It's going to be a chore to play them unless... Oh, I'm supposed to be going left here. Squeeze on, rise a car. No, there we go. Unless you've got... Oh no, we're not going to make it up this hill. Unless you've got a VR headset, it's just going to feel bland playing games on a 2D screen. We're not getting up this hill. Oh God. 6 miles an hour. The birds are flying faster than my hill climb ability. This is what you get when you buy a cheapo lorry because you've just started your lorry career. The traffic seems to be on absolute full. I don't remember Dover ever being this busy, or well, the countryside area around there, but we're going to roll backwards if we don't put a foot on the brake there. I tell you what, actually, the perfect example of the DK2 and how it's justified, especially with simulators. How do you do a hill start in a lorry? It's like... It's very similar to playing a driving simulator with a force feedback steering wheel versus, or even a steering wheel versus playing on a keyboard. Heel and toeing the accelerator. I'm wearing socks and the G25 pedals are biting my feet. I feel like I've got a dog below my table. If you play driving games without a steering wheel, it just feels wrong, and you know, you just miss out on the experience, or the possible experience that you can have on a home computer. And it's exactly what it's like with the DK2. When I play Assetto Corsa, which I really enjoy Assetto Corsa because I'm a complete AC fanboy, to me right now, even though I prefer many of the aspects of the physics in AC, Live for Speed is just a more enjoyable game to play purely because of the DK2. So that's how much of an effect it has. But there you go. So the DK2, what a ramble! And we're not even we're only like 2 miles from the initial depot. Oh dear. But the DK2, to me, it's fully justified already with simulator games. And now I guess some people say, you know, it's only going to be good with simulators, which, you know, fair enough. Right now, that seems to be the case, apart from a couple of VR experiences. But in terms of actual game simulators, are the only games that really work with the DK2, that properly work with it. Which isn't really a surprise, because simulators are essentially VR games by design. You know, you're in a cockpit, they tend to have free look built into them. all the dials and controls and everything's built in 3D already, so it's no surprise that they happen to automatically work with the DK2. And hopefully by the time CV1 comes out, and you can see there's quite a few companies, we'll probably see it next E3, there's quite a few companies that are seeing that VR is getting traction, and especially over the next 4 or 5 years, VR is going to be an absolutely huge thing, whether you like it or not. Even if VR turns out to not work that well for a mass consumer thing, for the next 3 or 4 years, regardless of it, the reality of it, is going to be a device that's pushed by a lot of developers and a lot of companies. So there is going to be, oh look, it's the White Cliffs of Dover. Awesome, and there's a ferry. I've never actually seen this. I'm such a Euro Truck noob. Oh, if you stiffen up your force feedback, it really does add a lot to the feel. Okay. Yeah, so VR is going to be a thing whether you like it or not, basically. And to me, that's really exciting. And I am really, really excited for designed for VR experiences, maybe even more so than simulators, which are kind of by default designed for VR. Because we're going to see game mechanics and features that you just haven't seen anything else. Just think of a sort of, okay, this is kind of thinking of something that already exists rather than something new, but imagine a tactical shooter, a really slow-paced tactical shooter where you spend most of your time walking, going room to room, kind of like the original 90s and early 2000s SWAT games. They're kind of boring on a normal screen, but with VR you can make them hyper detailed and have the pacing be really slow, have more of a reliance on sound, and it'd be absolutely thrilling and absolutely fantastic. Trying to think of a random game that what would work in VR that doesn't exist. I don't know. If I thought of a good VR idea, I'd be making it. But there will be new games. We're breaking the speed limit here. There's going to be new games for VR and designed specifically for the DK2, which just couldn't have existed on a normal screen. And those are going to be the games that will sell DK2s. Those will be the games that people go, oh, I really need to get a DK2 because I really want to play this awesome title. And we'll start seeing those titles come about in the next year or year to 2 years. But for now, I guess we will just have to make do with simulators, which I can't complain because just playing this right now, it's absolutely fantastic. Just looking around the cabin, I mean, the wall is whoa. There's the Armco, but the cabin, it's like it's there. Unbelievable. What a driving crossover technique here. Now, Euro Truck Simulator, it's just so relaxing to play with the DK2. We're 5 miles over the speed limit. It's okay. They tend to only do you if you're 10 miles over the speed limit. So I don't know if how authentic they've kept Euro Truck Simulator. But Euro Truck Simulator is absolutely fantastic with the DK2. There's 2 lorries there, pootling along. We fit underneath this bridge. Oh, the force feedback, increasing it in the menus, definitely worth doing. As I said, I upped the options, the force feedback options, and it's absolutely transformed how the lorry feels. I'm not sure if that's from the last patch that they improved it, because before I did the options, it did feel better already, and maybe before the patch I don't know if it even had more force feedback options. But now, anyway, up in the force feedback, you can really feel the weight of the lorry's a lot better. You can feel the engine, and the road surface feels there's a bit more tactile feel, and that draws you into the game more, makes you feel more like you're driving a lorry. Although I imagine, most lorries will have, there'll be steering assists, so they'll probably have quite light in real life, but it's a simulator, so you need to make up for the lack of G-forces and being in the car. And we're in a traffic jam in England, and there's a combine harvester. This is crazy. Your DK2 just look around the corner. Oh, hello. It's the seaside to the left. For some reason, the number plates, the 3D on them is a bit wonky. So to me, that car's number plate in front of me looks as if it's inset really far, as if it'd be in the the people sat in the back seat would be sat on the number plate. I'm not sure what's causing that. It's a nice little hamlet over there, the church, some nice houses. South of England, of course. And there's a factory. I was going to say south of England a lot nicer than the northeast of England. For the most part, it is. Obviously, there's more money in the south because of London and all the exploitation of people from the banks. That's where the money is in England. That's why south of England is nicer. It's also warmer in the south of England for the most part. And of course, there's waves, surfable waves in the south. There's some surfable waves in the northeast. Near Middlesbrough on the coast there, but for the most part Cornwall's where it's at for surf, and of course big waves make happy people. What am I talking about? This is what Euro Truck Simulator does to you. You definitely need to turn the force feedback on this. This is really transformed now. This feels in having the force feedback push against you makes it a lot easier to be precise with the steering, because you know I think it's kind of like a bit like the self-aligning torque. I'm not sure if it's actually taking it from the physics or if it's just, you know, a default force that's been applied. That feels nice. Speed cameras. Better keep to the speed limit then. There he is. Look at it, sitting there like a sneaky bugger. Got to watch out for the speed cameras in England. Oh, look at this. Nice little tunnel. Unfortunately, I do have the graphics turned down because, as I said, when I record, my computer starts steaming. And it's bad enough as it is now with a little bit... It's not too bad recording right now. There's only a tiny bit of stutter. But when you get a CV1 or DK2, you'll see immediately what I mean. If you have any kind of stutter, it's just really, really noticeable, really annoying. And I think that'll be one of the big challenges for Oculus, is making sure that VR experiences just run well, and when they don't run well, making sure the end user is fully aware of why it's not running well, having default settings in games that are more likely to work with people's systems, so a game automatically detects what system someone's using and then sets up well for the DK or the CV1. I think that'll be vital, because even just fiddling with a game to get it to work on your DK2. Earlier I was fiddling with Euro Truck Simulator and what I could get it on to get it to look nice without any stutter, or as minimal stutter as possible whilst recording. And just going through that process makes you feel sick. In contrast, if you load up a game like Sub-Level 0 or Live for Speed, which runs absolutely flawlessly, and you don't even need to fiddle with the graphics settings at all, it just works. There's no motion sickness, there's nothing there that gives you a bad experience, and that's really what's required with with VR, for people to not be put off VR. Because you have one, if you're not particularly forgiving or open-minded, or you don't have a particularly good stomach, if your first VR experience is one of nausea, even just a subtle amount of nausea, it will completely put you off VR for the rest of your life. So there you go. Let's hope they have settings for the DK2 by default that analyse people's computers. Come on, we've got to get it up to 60. We're delivering these graphics cards and saving the day. I'm hoping that Operation Flashpoint, it's not the 90s. I'm hoping Arma 3 supports the DK2 at some point, or at least the CV1, because that game with the helicopters will be absolutely fantastic to just... If you're the type of person that just likes flying helicopters, such as myself, and just like picking up and dropping people off, quite sad really, but if you enjoy that, helicopters and the DK2 are a match made in heaven, because in a helicopter you are, even more so than a plane, you're looking around a lot, checking, you know, what's going on, and because a lot of helicopters have glass in the floor of them, you really do feel the sense of height and distance, and again that is really magnified by the DK2 or a VR headset. So I really hope Armour get their act together. And then more recently, Train Simulator 2015 just came out yesterday. Now they had at Gamescom, that was 2 months ago, Gamescom, they were showing off Train Simulator with the DK1, I think it was. So they've got VR support in there, but I can't find a way to enable it. But Train Simulator 2015 again will be another it's a perfect title for VR, very similar to Euro Truck Simulator, but less demanding than Euro Truck Simulator, and far more simple to operate the machines, and far more intuitive. So hopefully they get that sorted out, because I can't wait to play that, and I'll definitely make a video of that as soon as it's available. I'm not sure how far I've got to go on this. Let's see. There should be a little distance indicator. If you press F3... Whoa, just killed someone. But I've got away with it. I don't know what that was. I hit something. It's probably your next door neighbour's dog. I'm not sure why it rumbled the lorry so much. They feed it too much. Oh, here we go. ETA. 14 miles. Everything's scaled up in Euro Truck Simulator, so it says 20 minutes, 12 miles, 19, 18. Okay, so we're only like 2 minutes away in Euro Truck Simulator. Oh, we're supposed to be going left. Is there anyone there? I hope so. They're not. It's all clear. I still forget, even with having rumble. Even with having the DK2 for quite a while now, I still forget that you can look around and, you know, check your windows and stuff, peer over the bonnet, which is absolutely mind-blowing every time you do it. Just incredible. But I forget that it's there, and that's one thing. I was playing Live for Speed the other day, and in driving simulators, if you play on a monitor, you're probably familiar with playing at quite a low field of view, say 35, not 35, some people like the submarine view, but if you like a low field of view, normally 45 or so. But with the DK2, if you're sat back, it's sort of the equivalent of having your monitor field of view to about 60 or so in terms of the sort of distance things are from your face. Oh no, there we go. But what I noticed in Live for Speed, it was really awesome. I was trying to focus to drive fast, and I'm terrible at Live for Speed. But when trying to drive fast, I moved my head really far forwards, and it was the equivalent of setting your FOV really low, and it allowed me to far more easily. That guy's going to hit me. Far more easily see where my how close I was to hitting the corners properly. And it was sort of like going, if anyone's been go-karting, you notice on straights people sort of hunch forwards over the steering wheel to make their profile lowered so the wind doesn't slow them down, making themselves more aerodynamic. But it was a bit like that, and it was just amusing having that in a game. That was a nice story. I think I'll write a book about it. It'll be called Moving Around in DK2 with Live for Speed. Man, you deserve a prize if you've got this far through this video. Look at that barrier. I mean, it's simple things, but the thing with 3D is when you have an object in front of another object, like a barrier or a fence or something which got holes in it, you really do get a sense of its position in 3D space. Sounds utterly stupid, but stuff like fences look awesome in 3D. I think it's in there. I'm going to go for the parking. There it is. I feel like I've arrived at a destination. I guess I have arrived at a destination, so that's no real surprise. But you know what I mean. If you're driving a real car, and you arrive somewhere that you've been travelling to, you get that sort of feeling of arriving somewhere. It must have a name other than arriving at the destination. It's a specific feeling I'm talking about. Right, reversing. Just try not to run over any school children. Mind you, they should not be playing in the lorry depot. That's my excuse. Straighten this up. This is a bit of a tight depot. Whoever designed this did not like lorry drivers. Wrong way. They see the resolution isn't the best because I cannot really see in that much detail as I stall the left mirrors. I can see what's in the left mirrors, but it's hard to make out the actual parking zone very clearly. But we're going to do this the proper way. Parking lorries is pretty damn tricky. I think that might be the parking zone just there. I might have got this. I might have completely... No, I've completely messed it up. Every Euro Truck video I make is 10 minutes of driving and then an hour and a half of trying to park a lorry very badly. I think parking lorries is there's definitely a knack to it, and I think it's the kind of thing where, oh dear, I think it's the kind of thing where once you've got it and you sort of know, you know how to line your lorry up from just looking at your initial starting position. You know, you've had enough practice that you can just do it without thinking. I think it'd be very easy, but until you actually get that knack, it's an absolute nightmare. Okay, I think we've got that. This was so tight. Oh, come on. I'm driving into the wall. Right, we're going to pull this back. Get more of a... Why is that not being... I can't even see it on here. Let's try forward a bit more. Try not to hit the wall. Clutch on, brake on. Okay, let's try... This is the ultimate test of patience. Actually, I'm going to drive and have a look. This probably isn't the right depot. That's probably where I've gone wrong. That building looks really French. It doesn't look English at all. Okay, it is there. So let's drive around here. Then try to straighten up. There's the bit on the floor. Oh, straighten this up here. This is not how you park a lorry. Look, fortunately, no one else is in this depot. Oh, there we go, that's a bit easier. Fortunately, no one else is in this depot. Oh, that will do. It's terrible. Yeah, luckily no one else was there to block my shenanigans. But that was another drive in Euro Truck Simulator. Whilst that was a drive in Euro Truck Simulator, whilst talking a bit about why the DK2 is a fantastic device and the Nvidea 9800 series. If you enjoyed that and you managed to get to the end of it, well done. Thanks for watching this. Subscribe if you like these videos. Like the video and let me know what you'd like to see in the comments. Thanks for watching and goodbye.